and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am reacting to the new South Park episode 2. I was gonna live stream this, but apparently, YouTube won't allow me to live stream because you don't have 100,000 subscribers, apparently. So, if you have that many subscribers, you can live stream, but that's about it. Like, any small creator, they've basically screwed over. Let's see how South Park rips on America and everyone. I've seen nothing about this episode other than the promo clip where Mackie joins ICE, but that's all I know. Let's jump in. MTV Studios. Okay, all characters. Oh my god, they had to put the basics. Yes, they put the basics back. They finally put this back. Last episode they didn't have this, so I'm just really happy. It feels like an old South Park episode. You know what I mean? Something about big butts. Apparently, oh my god, the Hanky Poo was there. The Pooh character. Jesus. Oh yeah, Jesus was in the school last episode. I forgot about that. Uh-oh.
He's gone too far this time, dude.
He's gone too far this time. Who? I think Eric Cartman has done something shit. Really shit this time to piss Carl off. That's what I can think of right now. I could be wrong. I don't know. Also, I just realized Kyle is a Jewish character. Oof, and there's a lot of shit going on in the world. I just realized that. What's happening with Israel and Gaza. Like, I think, so it can go either way. Like, okay, I don't hate it. I live in a very high Jewish community area. It's just the way it's been after World War II. A lot of the Jewish people fled to this area, and that's how it ended up being a really high populated Jew area that I live in. But my point is that instead of hating the Jews, don't hate the Jews. Don't blame the Jews. Blame the government. Like, blame the Israeli government for what they're doing in Gaza rather than the Jews. I think, like, it's the same with Russia and Ukraine, right? Don't blame the Russians. Blame Vladimir Putin directly, right? Blame what he is doing. Brainwashing people into thinking that Ukrainians are bad people and killed Ukrainians and whatnot. Or kind of like, again, with China. Don't blame the Chinese for, I would say, being brainwashed by the Communist Party. And this is going to be I'm going to be definitely put on some list here. This is not good. But, like, I mean, I think we need to all unite as people and blame the government, the fascist governments, rather than the people themselves, right? Hating the government does not equal hating the people who live in that country. But people associate that with that. A does not equal B in this case, like, in mathematical terms. But it's like America as well. Don't hate the American, hate Trump. But then again, 40%, at least 3% or higher, voted for Trump, and America's... Okay, maybe America's not a good example, because they're really... A lot of them are sort of, you have to pick a side, and if you're not on your side, the other side will come for you, or whatever. I think that America's not a good example, but the other examples of, like, Russia, China, and Israel, I think, are good examples of don't hate the people, hate the government, or the person in charge of that country. Hate them, the fascists, rather than the people. But America's an oddball, because you've got dedicated patriots to Trump, then you've got people who don't agree with Trump, but then is very, very, very decisive. I think that's more of a... I would leave that alone, actually, to be honest. America's on its own. I don't know what to do there. Like, that's... My opinion is, yeah, hate Trump, because he's done a lot of shit things. Like, how can you get away with women coming forward about, you know, sexual assault and things like that? And it's ugh. But, not just that, but, like, probably the Trump supporters are going to come after me in this video, honestly. I had a lot of Trump support in my last video. I had to delete all the nasty comments and stuff. Please, just keep the comment section civil. Or I will delete your comment. But it's just, yeah, it's very decisive. I think America is where I draw the line. Just leave that alone. I'm not American. Leave it to them to decide what the fuck to do with their country. Whereas Israel and Gaza, it's like, I'm like, as a decent human being, yeah, what Israel is doing is a war crime. Or genocide. It's a war crime what they're doing. Starving people to death. And just, yeah, it's criminal negligence and just genocide, it is. And sort of same with Russia and Ukraine, but then America's getting involved with Russia, and it's just kaput because Trump is... It's like not even rolling the dice anymore. You don't even know what Trump's gonna do. Like, rolling the dice is 1 in 6 chance, right, of getting a number, or getting a random number. It's 1 in 6. Trump is 1 in a billion. Like, you don't know what the hell he's gonna do, kind of. But that's, yeah. But when Trump gets involved, it's kind of, who knows? I think it's messy. Politics is messy. I think I'm lucky enough to live in a country where the only shit thing our prime minister did was screw up a referendum. That's the only shit thing our prime minister has done, I think. Things are not gone to shit yet. Anyway, let's just keep on going.
The stuff he's saying about Jews is out of control.
Oh, shit.
Bro, you just gotta ignore him.
He actually said that all women are whores, and the only thing we're good at is murdering babies.
Whoa, what? Hold on, let's just break that down. Okay, yeah. I got the Jewish part, from Carl, but what Wendy said, holy shit, yeah. Women are Jesus, and all we got is murdering babies. Jesus Christ. This person definitely sounds like, again, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but Joe Rogan. He is a fanatical right-wing bastard, and he has really extreme views on a lot of things, so I guess this person is really ticking them off, but, like, also, what the hell? Why should men tell us women what we can and can't do with our own autonomy? Autonomy? Is that the right word? Like, our reproductive rights. Like, fuck off. Right? Our reproductive rights is our reproductive rights. Like, here in Australia, I think we're pretty good with our reproductive rights to women, right? However, it really depends on the state. I've only heard of one case, maybe up in Queensland, where a woman got denied healthcare because she went to some Christian hospital or whatever, and they refused to, like, do a abortion or whatever. But that's the only case I've really heard of. But that hospital got fined or something, and there was a big talk about, hospitals, they have to comply with the law of Queensland, which is you have to have, I think, 3 doctors' signatures and a bunch of other paperwork to get an abortion. Like, it's from state to state. I know Queensland, you have to have 3 doctors' signatures and a bunch of paperwork. Tasmania, you can't abort it after a heartbeat, I think, was that Victoria? Like, one state, like, it really depends on the state, but you can, here in this country, legally get an abortion. Like, no hospital should turn you down for an abortion here, I'm pretty sure, except for that one in Queensland, but that was, like, I think 1 case, that's it, pretty much. But it depends on the states of paperwork and everything, but we do generally allow everyone, like, every woman to have the choice of an abortion or not. That's where America's gone wrong, and I think it's not cool that the religious people are using religion as an excuse to say you can't, it's murder if you get an abortion. Like, it's not, and that life begins at the conception or whatever, which I don't believe in exactly, because it's just a bunch of cells. I don't believe the fetus until it actually gestates into something rather than a sack of cells. I call a fetus. Like, before that, I think it's just a sack of cells, right? Like, until it actually sort of, develops, like, little toes or fingers or whatever, then you can call it a fetus. I don't actually know what, like, time period that is. If you want an abortion, I think you should be able to have an abortion, but more or less my concern is something maybe about the time period. Like, I feel like, for me, this is just me, please don't take this personally, but I think maybe only 1 or 2 months after a heartbeat is where you draw the line of an abortion, I think. For me personally is where I would draw the line. Because is it healthy, is it safe after that? Is questionable. For me, anyway. Unless there's actually something terminally wrong with the baby, then you need a medical abortion. That's completely different. What I mean is, like, a medical abortion is, like, if there's actually something wrong with the fetus. Like, if it has some disease or cancer cells stuck to it or whatever. Yeah, fine. That's a medical abortion, which is actually different to having a choice of an abortion, right? So that's what... But if you want to have a choice of abortion, that's your opinion. You can do what you want with your body, ladies. I'm not judging. But I think, yeah, maybe 2 months after the heartbeat is where I draw the line. To say that women are only good for murdering babies is not cool. Like what Wendy said, yeah, not cool.
Look, guys, just leave it alone. Don't give him any more attention.
Yeah, you aren't one of the multitudes of groups he's spewing his stupid shit about.
Hey, guys, who are you talking about?
Huh? What? Okay, first of all, if it's not Eric Cartman, who the hell is this, like, Joe Rogan wannabe kind of right-wing person who has these views of anti-Jew and anti-abortion and anti-women, like misogyny? Now I'm really confused. If it's not Eric Cartman, who the hell is this character?
Clyde? Yeah, in his stupid debating podcast.
Clyde. What? But okay, cool. Okay, nope, let's just continue.
Prove me wrong.
Oh boy.
You don't know a thing about the Jewish people.
Yeah, and shut up about girls' bodies.
But first of all, they're third graders, right? But no, seriously, you go, guys. Tell him off. Like, I think they have every right to be upset. Kyle has every right to be upset. And I think Wendy has absolutely freaking every right to be upset. Especially, I kind of resonate with her character a lot. Of, yeah, shut up. Don't talk about women's body if you're not a woman. I know some guys are actually great. And they're like, yeah, I'm supportive if... you want to get an abortion, if that's what you want to do, that's your choice. I'm not going to say you can't get an abortion. I know some people who are like that and really supportive, but other people are just, like, I've been kicked off a lot of Reddit forums for arguing with guys who, like, shut up, don't talk about politics because you're a girl, or really shitty stuff I've had to debate against people who think they have a right to tell women what we can't and can't do with our body. Our body is our body, period.
Well, that sounds like a very female-led Jew thing to say. If you guys don't like it, why don't you come debate me on my podcast?
I think that's just a cheap way, a cop-out, but from Clyde there. But, yeah, I guess he's just baiting them, saying that if you don't like what I say, you can be on my podcast. But to be fair, though, like, if someone said that to me when I'm picking an argument, I think I'd be like, really? Because you're just going to cut out everything good I say and just make me look like an idiot, so what's the point of being on your podcast, I think? Because I know that a lot of people fake, well, not fake per se, more or less people who cut out a lot of shit from podcasts and stuff. But if you're live, then I'm like, yeah, debate me live, I'll shut you down, right? You can't edit this shit. But if they're not live, then you can just edit that shit, you know, and make the other person look bad.
We're not indulging your stupid podcast.
Yeah, screw you, fat ass.
Oh, no.
I want to try and understand why you're doing all these bad things you're doing.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to give you an answer, Mr. Mackey. I mean, maybe it's better if you don't understand these people. I think we're all really, really decisive. I think it boils down to social media bubbles. I feel like it's like Twitter is like a worldwide web of hatred and just fucked up things. Like, Twitter is like the worst place ever. Or whatever you call it now, X or whatever. I deleted my account years ago, so I wouldn't know. It's just so toxic, I think, because everyone is in their own little bubble of a news source, and I think it's gotten out of control that we don't fact check. We have AI that's rampant, so it can be fake, it can be non-fake, we don't know if it's AI or not, and there's a lot of fucking reasons, I think, why people say the shit they do. And I think that's the downfall of humanity, in a way. We need to go outside and touch grass. And I think that we need to be... Well, I'm more of an open-minded person. For me, anyway, I think this is advice I can give you. Don't just take your source for it, right? Look over other sources to corroborate the story and fact check. So, like, for example, there was an article about vaccines. For example, that's a really, again, divisive topic, especially with America now. with measles outbreak because you have an anti-vaxxer in charge of health. For me personally, I'd be like, yeah, screw you. That's your problem, America. If you don't want vaccines, we shouldn't help you. That's your problem of measles outbreaks. You deal with that yourself. Let people die if they don't want to get vaccinated. That's their fault, I guess. That's my morbid response to that. But, like, I mean, as in, I think, like, something like that, for example, going back to fact-checking, there was a article about vaccines, and I'm like, okay, this is a bit divisive. I might want to fact check with like SBS, ABC, and then I'll fact check with Channel 7 and Channel 9, like go all through the sources, not just one source, you know what I mean? And I think that's much better than just sticking with right wing or left wing. I think go through all the sources before making up your mind. And I think a lot of people are too dumb as well, is another thing. I think humanity has gotten dumber since social media came along, and we're just fed all these lies, and we've become zombified. Going back to falling in reverse, yeah. We're just all in social media groups. Like, if you're not part of that group, get out kind of thing. It's really toxic, just really toxic.
Hey, I'm just trying to make my nut, man.
Trying to make my nut. I understand the joke, but for people who don't understand the joke, I will put this thing up of explaining what the nut jokes are. Make my nut means get paid. So Clyde is saying, I'm just trying to make my nut. So as in, I'm just trying to get paid. I find that hilarious. People refer to this if you don't understand the nut joke. I hope they have another joke to complement this joke. We'll see.
Yeah, you know, kids have it tough these days. We got Xbox subscriptions, PS5, Steam subscriptions, Netflix, HBO. My nut's about $60 a week.
Hold up, Clyde. You're saying it's about 60 a week. Well, I kind of did the math. Don't ask why. Xbox subscription equals about $5.30 a week. Then you've got Netflix, which is about $4.90 a week, and then you've got Netflix. Well, it depends if you want ads or no ads. It's $2.30 a week, which is about $10 a month for premium with ads, which is stupid. Or it's $21 a month, or about $4.90-ish, I think, if my maths is correct, a week without ads. So that's already $9.70, and then we don't have HBO here, or you'd probably have to convert that into American dollars, because that's an American subscription, not here in Australia. But DoorDash, you can play. Oh, that's right. You can pay premium for Uber Eats and DoorDash and stuff. So I don't know how much that is, but he might be correct. I know it's meant to be like a joke or whatever, but yeah, he is kind of correct. It is like $6 a week, maybe more or less. But yeah, that's interesting. Also, I'm in my mid-20s, right? When I was a kid, we had, like, for example, Word. You know the program Word, Microsoft, right? Basically, when I was a kid, you just bought it, right? No subscription needed. Now you need subscription. This is why I don't use Word. I use Google Docs. I'd rather give my information to Google tech giants than have a bloody subscription for God knows what. You don't get much in a Word subscription anyway. I think it's just extra fonts and some other stuff that's really, really stupid. But back when I was little, you paid about $50 to $100 for Word, and you own it. You just own it forever, right? And then if you wanted extra fonts, go and download extra fonts off the internet, put it in yourself. What happened to that? The reason why I use Final Cut Pro is because it's one price of $500. That's it. Whereas like Adobe Premiere and DaVinci, they're like subscription based. I mean, they're better programs. I mean, DaVinci's amazing. I would use it for work, but like, well, I mean, you can get DaVinci Studio for free, but if you want extra stuff or whatever, you can get a subscription, I guess. But yeah, Premiere Pro, screw that, it's now, you can't even get it for free. That's what I'm saying. But also, if you're interested, I did do a blog post about subscription services getting out of hand and everything, and my opinions on that. So it'll be linked in the description if you read that. But yeah, subscription services are just gone really out of hand.
So, you know, as a kid, if you could do a podcast, say some really divisive shit, then you could make your nut.
First of all, it's not easy, but I guess, yeah, if you do say some divisive shit, you can get viral and then make money off it, I guess, yeah. He is kind of correct on that. But again, going back to what I said before, how we're all in our social media bubbles and the internet is just a well, especially Twitter is a wide world web of hate. Yeah, especially just when you're one side or the other, you know. It's terrible. But he is correct, sadly. What does this world become to?
Well, Clyde, there's more important things than a nut, okay?
Like what?
Exactly. I think they both have... Mr. Mackey is correct, but then Clyde is also correct. Mr. Mackey is correct, there is more than, just a paycheck. But Clyde is also correct in saying what else is there really to do than to basically work, pretty much. That's, I think, the point he's getting at. But I guess you could just be a decent human being and not hate on anybody, but then again, this is humanity. What are we talking about? The downfall of humanity is just everyone hates everyone. That's, I guess, how, again, going back to our social media bubbles, you get people who are far left, far right, and then you get people, shitty people in charge, and I guess that makes the world go round. Personally, me, be a nice person in life. It'll get you far. If you be a shitty ass person, then it won't get you far in life, and you won't have friends. Just be nice.
Mr. Mackey, I need you to pack your stuff. You've been fired, bud.
Oh shit.
Government's doing away with needless spending in schools. Get your things.
Wow, okay. That is true. I wonder who's replacing him, though. That is the problem. He just got fired. Who's replacing him? I think that the government is just... Even here, when I was back in school a couple of years now, they did fire the school counselors. So... And then the school spent more money hiring a new counsel who was, outside of the school, not, government services or whatever. She wasn't really good, so they fired her, and so, yeah, anyway. But they are, firing a lot of teachers, and I think that teachers don't get paid enough for what they do, especially in America. Well, I mean, here at least teachers get paid a living wage, I guess, sort of. That's why we don't need tips here. Same in restaurants. The government kind of covers it. And also in America, I found out, the teachers pay for all the, craft supplies, pens and texters and things. What? I didn't know this, but, here in Australia, yeah, the government all taxed through the government and everything. So, all the glue sticks and crafts and texters and whatever the kids need, paperwork and stuff, paper and stuff, all taxed through the government. I was actually quite surprised. When in my Instagram feed, some teacher was complaining how much it costs to be a teacher in America or something like that. But that's quite interesting. We don't pay wages enough to everybody, not just Americans. So I can't just say that. I mean, even here, I think minimum wage for 1 hour is $7.50, I think, for full time, and I think it's less than that for half time, part-time, or something. It's ridiculous. If you ask me, it's not enough. It's really bad.
We appreciate your service to this school, but the government's cutting back on unnecessary expenses. Schools have one counselor now, and he is the greatest counselor that ever lived.
Shit.
Thanks for everything. Now pack your shit.
Wow, so he got fired because, I don't know, the government was like, hey, nope, don't need counselors and government services, we'll just replace them with Jesus and the Bible. I'm not sure how much of the United States is, religious, but I'm pretty sure it's a big part of the United States that's, religious. Here, it's a mess. Okay, let me explain here in Australia. It was a mess, but it's fixed. So, for a long time, we did have, religion in government schools. It varied in different states. However, in my state, anyway, this is what happened. I'm not sure about the other states of Australia, but in my state, in Victoria, so we did have religion in schools. However, someone complained to the state government, not the federal government. The federal government is Canberra, that's in charge of the whole entire Australia. State government or something, there was a lobby, and then they're like, okay, we still want religion taught in schools, however, in government schools this is. However, we'll put it as an after-school program or whatever, and it kind of just dissolved itself because nobody wanted to have it as an after-school program, so it kind of just buckled in itself. State and church should be separate. I don't care if you're religious. That's me. I don't really give a shit if you're religious or not. Don't impose on me, we'll be fine. But what I'm saying is that if you want your religious schools owned by the church, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's owned by the church. We still pay a lot of money to them, and private schools and whatnot. It's a mess. We pay a lot of our tax dollars as well to non-government schools. It's really, and then we don't have enough money for government schools, and everyone's complaining. It's a mess, really, honestly. But I don't know how it is in the US. How is it in the US? I do really actually generally want to know, or is it state-based, really? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Missy Mackey got fired.
Welcome to the channel of truth, guys. You can't trust Jews. White people are the underprivileged.
I
and women
need to
belong at home.
interject with this.
I'd like to
This
welcome our
is-
first guest to the debate.
Hang on.
Eric Cartman.
You can't trust Jews, so white people are underprivileged, and what? And women belong at home. Jesus fucking... there's so many wrong with that. That's so wrong. But, to be fair, my dad did grow up in a time period where if a woman got married, they literally couldn't work. Like, they had to stay home and have a child and cook and clean and stuff. I mean, we're more progressive than that now. Women can have a career and stuff like that. But that just kind of reminds me of that. And I'm like, what are we to society? We can have a career. We can do what we want. We don't have to... Like, I know people who don't want kids. They just want a career, make money. That's fine. And they don't want kids. That's fine. But, like... That's saying that all women should stay home, cook, clean, and be the housewife. Good housewife or whatever. Like, that's just, no. And then, going back to, you can't trust the Jews. What? Like, that's so mentality of World War II. That's why we had Hitler in World War II who tried to kill the fucking Jews. Like, it is just, no. And then, white people are underprivileged. That's, I don't even know what to say to that. I would, no. I think white people are too privileged, to be honest. And I think that Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islanders and black people are more underprivileged, and we don't treat them right. I mean, look at Australia's history. We stole their land, killed them, and then kidnapped their children, put out their children in slaves. As our slaves back in whenever Australia was made in the 1700s, right? But I guess we've kind of learnt from that, and then we're trying to reconcile, but it's still not great. The government could do a lot better, but I won't even touch that subject. The referendum and everything was a mess and a screw up from our Prime Minister, and I won't even touch that. If you want to go and have a look at that, just search up Australia referendum Aboriginal voice. It was a fuck up completely on the Albanese government. Let's just leave it at that.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Clyde? We're here speaking the truth about the Jews or the other privileged white class.
That's my shtick!
Oh snap. Eric ain't having any of this. Ooh, I totally just want a cat fight. I totally want a cat fight. I literally want a cat fight between Clyde and Eric Cartman. That would be amazing. But he's just like, I'm having none of this shtick. It's my shtick. You know? Like, he's really pissed off. So we'll see if they actually end up in a cat fight or like some brawl or something. You stole my idea.
I don't know about stealing ideas, but
What?
I do know about
Oh, you go straight into a freaking sponsor. Oh my god. So he's like, you stole my idea. I don't know about stealing ideas, but I know about this product. It's just like hilarious. Oh my god, yes. Oh, that was so funny.
Respect Clyde's authority.
Oh, Cartman does not like that.
So after losing my job, I realized I really better get a handle on how much I spend a month.
Actually, that's responsible. That he lost his job and he's thinking about how much he's spending a month. Because you gotta pay, if you have a mortgage, you gotta have to pay the mortgage. If you own your own house, like my dad owns his own house, so he doesn't have to pay mortgage, which is great. You just have to pay all the bills. Other than that, and then pay for food. That's about it, really. I'm staying with him, which sucks, but in this economy, who can afford a house? Especially here in Australia, if they keep cutting the interest rates and stuff. Long story. Mess. Government mess. But yeah, that is the responsible adult thing to do. I think that Mr. Mackey did.
Here's you've got about an $8,000 a month nut.
8,000 a month? That's... Oof. you must be paying for a very expensive house then. Okay, maybe they're joking around and all, but yeah. Utility bills can take up a lot, depending on how much you use and stuff. But also rent can take up a shit ton. Because look, Australia's really bad. Here, especially in Victoria, it's real bad. Rent is at least 500 plus. In the city, it's at least 500 freaking plus a week. So yeah, it racks up alright. For a whole year, that's 500 times 12, that's 6,000 or whatever. That's ridiculous for rent. And then you got food, and then you've got utility bills, like let's say electricity. Well, to be fair, it depends where you live as well for electricity. Here, we have really cheap electricity bills because we got solar panels, depending if you have solar panels or not. Gas is pretty expensive, although you only use that in the winter. We only use the heater in the winter. We got heat, so yeah. And then water, we don't use much. I limit to my showers to a day, so shouldn't take up that much water. But yeah, we kind of got rid of our dishwasher to save water as well and all that, so yeah. But it can really add up is what I'm saying. Really expensive, yeah. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot of money, and then on top of that, if people have streaming services, that's a shit ton of money. And if you earn about I think the minimum wage is like $7 an hour, or it was a couple of years ago. I quit that job, but that's a whole other story. But I don't know about now, so if you're still making like $7 an hour, that's in hospitality anyway. And it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. We should up the wages, honestly.
Now, we could get you a debt consolidation loan, cancel your streaming services.
Okay, that's kind of... I know they're joking around and stuff, but that's really kind of bullshit. If you get a debt consolidation loan, right? I don't know how much that is, because... Oh, wait, yeah, you have to pay the loan back. So, yeah, that's probably why.
Downgrade your phone subscription, do a second mortgage on your house, and you're not still $8,000.
Cancel streaming services, I can agree with. Downgrading your phone plan, yep. And taking out a second mortgage. Okay, so basically, he's still at $8,000 a month if he does that. How's that even possible? I guess it's probably because he has to pay back the debt consolidation loan and sort of something to do with his mortgage. He must have one expensive house then. I mean, if you already cancelled your streaming services and downgrading your phone, you would think that would help with your billing. I mean, maybe I'm applying too much logic to this, but that's how my brain works with these things. I know they're joking around, it's just I apply logic to it anyway, because that's just me. I'm a logic person. But I'm just curious. It's probably to do with the mortgage and the debt consolidation loan. Unless that guy is just scamming him, really, to be honest. Because he is from that meme, right? And it's gone meme, right? Or am I thinking of another guy from the SouthPark bank?
I can't find a job. Nobody's hiring. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Job hunting? Yeah. He's absolutely right, though. No one's fucking hiring. But hey, at least I don't have HEX debt, because I never went to uni. Because fuck HEX debt. That's... Okay, so what HEX debt is, for anyone who doesn't understand, briefly, basically, you can take a loan from the government, but you have to pay it back. Basically, so you don't have to pay for uni up front, like some countries. But apparently they lowered it to 40-something thousand, so when you start working and you make more than 40,000, it's like a tax, basically, that gets deducted from your paycheck. So if you earn more than, I think, 40,000, 50,000 a year, I don't know how much it is, gets deducted from your bill or whatever. It's ridiculous, really, because they changed the threshold and stuff. But seriously, though, if you're working $7 an hour at a minimum job wage, that's like, forget it, you know? But not only that, but I feel like, I don't know if there's any difference getting a degree, right, at uni or not. Maybe someone who's got a degree can tell me, but uni wasn't for me, obviously. For the first 2 years out of school, I applied every restaurant I could think of around my neighborhood. Everyone just ghosted me, didn't even get back to me. I went in to the shop one time, like 2 weeks after I handed my resume. They're like, who the fuck are you? Not in those words, but they're like, ugh, who are you? And what are you doing here? Like, cause I was just wearing, like, my Now Horn hoodie and jeans. Like, They think I'm a slop or whatever for wearing a hoodie and jeans.
Well, there are other career opportunities. Have you considered a job with the
Oh,
OCD?
shit.
Eyes? I'm a counselor. I help people. I would never work for Eyes.
I understand you have to have your principles.
First, fuck ICE, excuse my language, and fuck Kristi Noem, or whatever her name is. Head of Homeland Security or whatever. I'm not even American. Canada, Germany, UK, and Australia, we have all basically on TripAdvisor say, yeah, don't go to the US, it's dangerous. That's how fucked up it is in the US, right? When other countries are like, don't go there, it's fucked up, we don't recommend. So, yeah. What about that Canada dude? He died in prison because technically he got arrested when he went to America. I don't know the story of it, but I know that he got arrested by ICE, thrown in prison, and died in prison. A Canadian dude in America. That's not cool.
It's just they are offering new recruits about $100,000 salary.
What? Oh. Okay. Wow. That's a lot of money. But even with that money, you can't bribe me. Fuck that. I would never work for ICE, even though it's like 100,000 a month, did they say, or something? I don't know, or something like that. Like, fuck that. No way. I've got moral principles. Thank you very much. We'll see. We'll see how they portray ICE, and I'm just really, really excited to see how they portray Kristi Noem and ICE.
Are you looking for a new career? Why not join the ICE? We have jobs available now with up to a $50,000.
Wait, hold up. What? $50,000 signing bonus plus the 100,000 cake. Wow, they must be struggling AF to get people to join if they're portraying it like that. That they need a signing bonus. Okay, they don't ask for experience. Just show up. Oh. We don't care if you've read a book. Oh, so now they're hiring criminally insane people. Great. Well,
Crazy and lazy.
World of Warcraft troll guy. Oh, Jesus.
I'm proud to work for the ICE.
Postman. Jesus. I don't fuck. Just literally, I have no words. I'm sorry, I have no words. They're ripping on ICE. Amazing. Oh god. This is not gonna end well.
Now, watch out.
Oh my god.
Totally destroy these woke girls.
Okay, this totally goes back to what I said before. It reminds me of those right-wing podcasts, like the Ben Sharp Snow show or whatever, the Matt Welsh show, Joe Rogan, the John Frederick show, like all those very, very conservative views, I will say. Just it reminds me of that so much. Let's see what he says.
Welcome to the channel, guys. Looks like a lot of whiny babies have a problem with what I say, so prove me wrong.
Oh my god, that just reminds me of that idiot. I don't know why, it popped into my head. I think his name was the guy from Triple M. Triple M is a radio here in Australia, just if you, FYI, radio station. Matty Sheargold. I think that's his name. It reminds me of him. I mean, he got fired from Triple M. Thank God for that. He was such a misogynistic piece of shit. Basically, he said this on live radio about our female soccer team, right? I'd rather stab a nail in my genitals rather than watch them play soccer. And he's made so many offhand comments about women and really misogynistic pig. I won't even go into it, but that, for some reason, just reminds me of that. I don't fucking know why. He's a misogynistic piece of shit. But for some reason, just Clyde was like, you whiny babies, you hate what I say, prove me wrong or something. Like, he was just that kind of attitude, I guess. So kind of similar attributes there, I think. That's why I was like, yeah, Maddie Shagold or whatever.
What is a woman? It's a very simple question.
Well, yeah, what is a woman?
Well, a woman is a lady friend
Okay.
who, gives you kisses.
You see, you can't answer the question.
Whoa!
Something is male or it is female. Both sides in scripture agree to that, and that's just the truth.
You're just using religion as a...
Totally destroyed.
You're using religion as a fucking Jesus Christ. Okay, let me break this down. First of all, they're third graders, so translation to Australians, they're about 10. Let's just put it because that's what our third graders are equivalent to. Anyway, but that's beside the point right now. These are a bunch of 10-year-olds. So you're asking a 10-year-old, first of all, what's the definition of a woman? Technically, Butters is correct, because he wouldn't know any better. He's freaking 10, right? Second of all, you're using religion as a fucking excuse. Okay, I just want to be very clear. I don't care if you believe in religion or not. That's your choice. Whatever, you want to believe in religion, that's fine. One, don't shove it down my throat and be like, you have to believe in Jesus, or you have to believe in Christianity, or whatever religion, because I believe in religion, therefore you have to. That's what I try to avoid in a friendship. I know several friends who are religious, who are different political views and stuff, but we can still get along because we don't put the values of that above our friendship. Our friendship is above all those values. But what I'm trying to say is, I hate people who use the excuse of religion to be like, in the scripture it says this and this, you know, he said that there's only male or female, which then you have to account for transgender and intersex and whatever you want to identify as, is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't fucking hurt anybody. If you want to put a label on what you identify as, then just leave them alone. If they want to, like, identify as gay, lesbian, trans, whatever label they want to fucking identify as, I just say, go for it. If you have a label, that's fine by you. If you don't want to be categorized in a box and say you're queer, then that's also fine. I'm not judgmental in that regards, but I am judgmental going back to Christianity. I'm not picking on Christianity here. I'm just saying that it's the real fundamentalist people who are like, oh, Jesus is the only one who can save you. You're going to hell if you're gay or whatever. Those kind of Christians, right? Or if you are not a guy or a girl, you know, you're going to hell or whatever. My point is, not cool, Clyde. Not cool. Don't shit on anybody else. Mind your own fucking business. I don't think it's anybody's business to judge people for what they label themselves as.
Oh, jeez.
Did you call the girls' soccer team a Marxist
Oh.
indoctrination factory?
God, this reminds me of Maddie Sheargold again. Not only did he make the penis comment that I made before, but he also said, this is also referring to that interview that he said about our girls' soccer team. They play like a bunch of 10-year-old girls who don't know what the fuck they're doing. He said that on air, or I'm like paraphrasing, but similar to what I just said, he basically said that on radio. Like, what the hell? That's not cool, man. That's downgrading women. That kind of reminds me of that because she said, did you just call the girls' soccer team something indoctrination or something? Doesn't matter, but like my point is that kind of just reminds me of that.
That is correct.
We actually beat the boys 4-0, you know.
Impressive.
You can whine about American oppression all you want, but you're using an iPhone made by the free market to complain about a system that gave it to you. Girls have it way easy in America.
Oh, no, they don't.
That's just the truth.
Oh, hell no. First of all, what's that got to do with the free market? No, well, I mean, iPhone, okay, but what's that got to do with it? I have no idea. Second of all, girls have it easier in America? Fuck that. I think America's the worst place to be a woman right now. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. Your healthcare's fucked. Really fucked. Like, I mean more fucked than fucked. Right? Because not only do you not have free healthcare, but that's in general, but like, what about the woman? Basically, she was on life support against her parents' wishes, against like anything fucking ethical, if you ask me, just to grow a fucking baby that her parents didn't want because they refused to give her abortion and refused to take her off life support. That's absolutely ridiculous, first of all. Second of all, I would say it's very fucked up in America as well as being a woman, especially a woman who's black. I think that women who are black have it way tougher than a woman who is white, but still we have our own problems. I think women in general have our own problems, but if you're a woman and you're black, you're like at least probably 2 times worse than me. I'm white, at least I have some more privileged, like I'm overprivileged and you're like underprivileged, but again, women in general are just fucked in this society, I feel like, in the patriarchy of men. Basically, another thing going back to America, there was another girl on Instagram who was basically, this was fucked up in some hospital in America, but basically this girl was complaining for her friend. So basically her friend went in for a checkup. She had a fracture or a cut or something. Anyway, she went in to the ER for something else. They were basically asking her, is there anything in your body to stop you having periods? What kind of invasive question is that? Apparently the doctor was like, oh, that's the new questionnaire by the government or whatever we have to ask. Like, that's invasive to our fucking autonomy. I'm sorry, right? Nothing to do with the autonomy. She didn't even go in for anything to do with the autonomy, and they're asking that's the first fucking question they ask, right? Or are you on birth control, or do you have a UTI? Like, what the fuck? Nothing to do with down there. She didn't, like, go in for that. Like, and they said it's protocol. That's so invasive. As a woman, I find that so offensive in a way. Like, sure, if you're going in to the emergency department for autonomy reasons, yeah, they need to ask those questions. Fair enough. That's when they should ask you questions if, like, she's bleeding or whatever down there, right? But if she's gone in for something else like a fracture or a cut or whatever, it's not relevant is what I'm saying. Why should that be fucking relevant to what she went in the ER for? Like, what the fuck? Because it's protocol. Sorry, I'm just going on a rant here, but, like, whew. At least we don't have that stuff here in Australia. I think we're pretty, again, lucky in our healthcare that doctors actually fucking care about us women and not be invasive like that. And that we can get an abortion if we want to. It's just hard to because it depends on the states, as I said before, and paperwork and shit. But I think we all should be like France. I think it's France who did it. They put it in the fucking constitution that women are allowed to get an abortion. I think it should be in everyone's constitution that women are allowed to get an abortion. No religion can say that you can't get an abortion. I think that should be mandatory. Way to go, France.
Woke student totally pwned!
Yes, roll, yes! Oh my god. Yes! Sort of fight.
I'm sick of people
Fair.
stealing my shtick. If anyone around here is gonna be a master debater, it's me.
Oh my god, yes, the master debater. Like, as in master... Oh god, the joke. I get the joke. First of all, it complements the nuts joke. Second of all, Eric Cartman not taking any shits. Yes! They had a mini brawl, so I'm happy with that.
So you can shut up, baby. You just hate Eric and you love abortion.
Jesus Christ. Okay. ICE recruitment. Jesus. Oh god. Like, I saw the memes. First of all, look at the photo in the waiting room right there. I just had to point that out. I'll zoom it in. Isn't that the painting that he did in the promo clip that I reacted to? And then he's like, I want to sue you because you're painting my crotch too small or something like that. Second of all, you've got people sitting in a room and you've got music that's usually played in a lift. Like, what? Or elevator if you're American, but like weird situation to use that music, but it fits it comedically, if you know what I mean. Like it's just weird, but it fits it comedically so much. I just had to point that out. Let's just continue on.
Mr. Mackey?
Yes, right here.
What makes you want to work for immigration enforcement?
Well, you see, I got a nut.
All right, you're hired. Take this to the next
That was
station
easy.
for your physical and orientation video.
That's it?
Oh, the director of Homeland Security, what's her name? They totally rip on her, so I wonder how this is gonna go.
Welcome to the team, recruits. I'm Christy Nome, head of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I had to put my puppy down by shooting it in the face. Because sometimes doing what's important means doing what's hard.
Dude!
Whoa!
Now we'll ask the same determination of you. Because detaining and questioning people is never easy.
Questioning people is never easy, that's true, like especially with police, but then we get to police brutality and police who just think that it's okay to use their power for bad. I think that's why a lot of Gen Alpha and a lot of my generation, Gen Z, we don't trust police because they can't do their fucking job because they target us all the fucking time. I'm sorry, but it's true, even here in Australia. Like, here, I'll give you the demonstration, okay? So basically, there's near our house down the road, there's a 10 cents machine. Basically, it's a government scheme. You get a can of beer, you can put it in, you can get money back, right? Government scheme. I won't go into that. I carry 2 plastic bags maybe every fortnight or so to go and, you know, cash out maybe like $7 or $8 of worth of cans, I get stopped by the police nearly all the fucking time, and my experience with them is not good at all. Like, one time, this dude yelled at me. He wouldn't even let me explain what the hell I was doing, right? He was like, "Oi, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to," and he kept cutting my sentence off in a, like, really aggro way, and he's like, "ID, please," taking notes and everything. It was just really intimidating. Like, he was, like, really, like, he was abusing his power, basically, if anything. It was just really intimidating. He was taking notes and, like, she's a junkie, she's got, you know, open cans and whatnot, which there's no, well, there is rules in the street about having open beer and stuff, but I don't have any beers in the cans. I collect them and stuff, like, for the, you know, 10-cent scheme. I think that's one reason we don't trust police, but another reason is, again, they can't do their fucking job. I mean, okay, we've had, like, at least 3 Aboriginal deaths in custody. We lock up too many Aboriginal people, and like, the woman, I've forgotten her name, please, someone in the comments let me know, but the Aboriginal woman who freaking died in police custody because she fell over and banged her head on one of the seats in the jail cell. That's how bad it was, because she was fucking intoxicated, and the police did nothing about it. They just fucking locked her up like a criminal, and like, oh, she'll just sober up. But she actually needed medical attention, but they didn't give a shit, you know? And she ended up dying in police custody. It was just awful. But again, going back to George Floyd as an example, that's an American example, like, that was just unfucking called for, really. George Floyd shouldn't have died. Like, several times he said, "I'm choking, I can't breathe," and the fucking officer was on his back, crushing his neck, like, putting his knee to his fucking airway. Like, it was just like, using force for bad, like, as in exerting amount of force to be arrested by somebody. It's just not okay. That, like, another example, Aboriginal, like, here, another example of police behaviour was Aboriginal guy. He was either on drugs or he was schizophrenic, and he had a weapon, and he was shooting at police or trying to threaten police with a weapon anyway, and the fucking police just shot fire. Bam, bam, bam. No questions asked. Like, at least there's some protocol, right? You can taser him and try and take the weapon off him and arrest him that way because he's high on drugs or he's schizophrenic or whatever, but it should have been dealt better, is what I'm saying, other than just go guns blazing, bam, 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 you're dead, you know, like, and then the police officer basically scathed and got away with manslaughter, pretty much, in a sense. It was technically just murder, like, bam, 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 you know, like, just no consider for human fucking life there. The police don't care. Dude!
God! As the face of Homeland Security, I'll be leading the way. And together we'll make sure everyone is in this country legally.
Okay, I have no idea. The joke kind of went over my head a bit. Other than, I think she wrote in her autobiography, don't quote me on this, but she wrote in her autobiography she killed her dog or something. I think that was the punchline. So the punchline was that she kills every dog she sees. I think that's what that was. I don't know much. To be honest, I don't give a fuck about American politicians. I don't live in America, so some of the jokes are kind of going over the head. But yeah, let's just see how this goes.
So let's get out there and get them, recruits. Together we can make it happen.
Nice. Jesus Christ. Oof. Okay. First of all, they're, like, lining up, they're given a gun, and they've gone to the, they've been put into cars to go to some raid, obviously. I got that. But I'm just questioning how far they're going to push this joke. Because we've known, right, South Park and Family Guy to be, like, megaton racist and stuff. But how far are we going to go with this, I feel like. But there's a lot of shit that went on since filming this. Because I'm filming this late. this reaction. This episode's been out for a week or 2 now, and there's a lot of shit going on in the US right now, but I'm just curious, at the time that it was made, it wasn't that bad yet. So I'm just curious on where that joke is going to lie. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times.
I feel like this is not going to be good.
Prepare to raid!
Oh my
boy.
God, what makes you think you have the right to say what I do with my body?
Let me ask you something. If a pregnant woman is killed and the baby dies too, why is the killer charged with a double homicide?
To answer Eric's question is a tough one, because it's kind of open-ended. Hear me out, okay? So, first of all, define homicide. We have lawful homicide, I think it's called, which means it's self-defense. Like, you're killing someone in self-defense because they're attacking you. Like, let's say someone comes into your house and robs you, you have the right for a lawful homicide of killing them in self-defense. If they have a weapon, you have a weapon. It's either person's life at stake. Non-lawful is just non-lawful homicide. I don't know. I think that just defines because you're crazy, or that can also come under murder because you planned it methodically and you kill someone because you're crazy or whatever. But then also that comes under insanity plea. But anyway, manslaughter. Then manslaughter is, killing someone by accident. So, like, let's say you not accidentally, I say, in this case. Like, if you punch someone, and they fall head first into the concrete, crack their skull, and die of internal bleeding in their skull, that counts as manslaughter because you didn't mean to intend to kill them, you only meant to harm them in breaking their nose, for example, right? So that's manslaughter, the best definition I can give you. So, going back to homicide, though, in what case would you have a homicide of a pregnant woman? Murder of a pregnant woman, that's different. So that's, unless it's completely different in the US, I have absolutely no idea. But here, I don't know what the hell that would come under. Like, that would probably come under non-lawful homicide in this case of killing a pregnant woman, just because you can, like maybe because you are like psychotic or whatever. But that also comes under insanity plea and other pleas and whatnot. It's really complicated. But also then going back to a double homicide, right? You're implying that the woman is pregnant with a child, but how do you define that? Okay, see what I mean? Before 5 weeks is just basically a sack of cells, right? The baby is a sack of cells, a fetus, before 5 weeks. 5 to 6 weeks and onwards, it's got a heartbeat, it's got toes, it's got hands, it's got a brain, and etc. So, is there a different rule for under 5 weeks of pregnancy if you kill somebody that's pregnant, right? And how would you charge them as a double homicide there? Because the fetus is not really technically a person per se. It's more of a sack of cells. Whereas after 5 weeks and you murder the pregnant woman, then yeah, you can charge as a double murder, not homicide. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Whew. Like, I'm not in law enforcement, so I wouldn't know all the ins and outs of this. So I'm just going off of what I know up here.
Because people have different beliefs.
How's it not about beliefs?
It's about truth. Science confirms life begins at conception. So yes, Jeremiah
you
1:5 says before I formed you in the womb, I
for
knew
your
you. But it's just
justification,
morality
that's-
that demands we protect the most vulnerable. So let me ask you, when do you think
Anyway.
life began?
Eric, are you
Oh
all
God,
right in
who's
there?
coming?
Yeah, I'm fine, Mom. I'm just
Masturbating?
Well, Eric, that's
She
enough.
thinks it's
Let's get out of
dirty.
the bathroom.
I can't, Mom. I'm masturbating for these young
Okay, yeah,
college
that
boys.
sounds wrong out of
That's
context.
very naughty, Eric. Stop it.
Mom, I finally got sponsored by a protein powder.
Okay, so we
I gotta
got
masturbate for a
sponsored
couple
by
more
a
hours.
protein
Leviticus 9,
company.
1 through 8.
Okay,
Leave
leave me
alone.
alone. Ooh, ice. Okay, what are they gonna do? And who are they gonna raid? Mr. Mackey. Jeez.
All right, recruits, this is it. We're heading to a location that might be filled
Okay.
with illegals. Let's take these bad
We'll see.
hombres down.
Dora the Explorer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? Dora the Explorer? Hispanic people, I'm assuming that they're targeting. Jesus. Hispanic and Spanish people, I think they're targeting. I learned Spanish growing up watching Dora the Explorer as a kid, but a lot of it I've forgotten, so don't ask me any Spanish. Maybe I should do that on Duolingo. But anyway, that's beside the point. This is just it's not gonna end well, I know that for sure. But also, I just want to say, immigrants are kind of the backbone of our society in a way. The sector for nurses and doctor and construction would collapse without immigrants, really, to be honest. There's a lot of immigrants in that area of work. But honestly, it's really, really gotten out of hand. I mean, Jesus Christ, ever since Trump, it's just the racism, not even in America. This is not even to do with fucking America anymore. It's to do with here. Like, the other day, well, filming this, I don't know when this is going to go up, but we had a fucking protest of neo-Nazis and fucking, pro-Australians of, like, saying, fuck off, we're full, no immigrants here. Like, that's just, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, honestly, I just, it's so racist. Like, don't get me wrong, okay, I love my country. I'm patriotic. That's just me. I'm patriotic to my country, but I'm not gonna hate on an ethnic group who's also sharing my country, you know what I mean? Like, we need to share our country. Like, let's be honest, also another sector I thought of, that if we send all the immigrants back, is schools. Like, our schools, especially, like, universities here, rely on the revenue of immigrants and overseas students, right? If we get rid of all them, like, most of our schools will probably shut down, let's be honest. Because we make money off them, basically, is what I'm saying. With schools and everything. But just, that sounds bad and really bad out of context, but what I'm saying is, they help the economy go around. They help our society. And you want to get rid of them? It's just not, Jesus Christ, I don't even know what to say to that. What happened to the good old days of when I was younger and we didn't give a shit? Like, I didn't, like, when I was a kid, I didn't give a shit if they were black, white, or Asian, or whatever. I would just play with anybody in the sandpit, as a kid. Or, play with anybody on the playground. Not this segregation shit of, I don't want to play with you because you're black or whatever, or I hate you because you're black or whatever. Like, what happened to that? Carefree, non-racism world. And I feel like even the new generation, not my generation, maybe even, I'm Gen Z, so even Gen Alpha, a lot of Gen Alphas on TikTok I see, maybe because my TikTok algorithm is fucked, but a lot of neo-Nazis are like Gen Alphas and a lot of Gen Z males as well, right? And they're just like, maybe I attract them on my algorithm, right? They're just so idiotic. Maybe this is why I'm single as well, because males in the Gen Z category will prove me wrong. I've never actually met a decent guy, but, like, a lot of them are like that. Like, a lot of them are like, fuck off, immigrants are, like, dirty people. Like, we don't want them here, or, just really, a lot of them are really also think that it's okay in a public setting to grab my ass. Like, just really, icky guys. Like, they're just icky. Anyway, that's a whole other issue, I think. Oh god, the ice cop cars. Jesus. I'm a map, Jesus. Oh god. Mackie doesn't know what he's doing. Kind of.
We're just here for questioning.
Just here for questioning? Please. What? Oh my god, you shot a service dog! Come on! Oh my god. They're rounding up everybody. Jesus.
Look, I'm really sorry about this. It's just, I've got a monthly nut.
Seriously, Mackie? Seriously, you're using that as an excuse? You're using that as an excuse for your bad behavior of... there's a lot of, apparently problems now with ICE in America, since this episode came out. I don't know when this is going up, but, there's so many problems. People have been quitting and can't do, like, there's just so much problems, which, fuck ICE, as I said before, so maybe it's good that people are quitting and trying to, but then people are being silenced for non-disclosures and they can't talk about the shitty behavior, of what's going on and everything, and it's just a huge conspiracy theory in itself and whatnot. Anyway, let's just continue.
did a good job in there, soldier.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Captain.
I know it's tough doing what's hard, but we could use more men
What
like
the
you.
fuck?
Whoa! What the fuck?
That's what I said. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, fix me
With
up,
her
fix
oh
me
my
up.
god, they're making a joke that she always needs Botox. I think that's the joke going
Another
around
day
there.
doing
Oh
what's
my
tough.
god, Jesus Christ. Okay, Carmen's mother walking past.
Yeah, but a body growing inside a woman.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Eric, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, Mom. You told me to go to sleep, but I started master debating again.
Master debating.
This is really getting to be a problem, Eric.
Mom, you don't understand. I'm getting really good at this. I have my arguments down rock solid. These young college girls are totally unprepared, so I can just destroy them and also edit out all the ones that actually argue back well.
I
No, it doesn't.
understand it feels good, but that doesn't mean you do it all the time.
I'm
Well.
sorry, Mommy.
Put the computer away and leave those poor college girls alone.
Okay, I won't master debate anymore tonight. Honest, if the baby could speak, it would fight.
Oh my god.
Carmen,
I'm sorry, Mom.
Oh, Jesus.
Tom, another protest today as thousands
Ah.
are out in downtown Denver to voice.
Pause that for a minute. What do I say? There's been so many fucking protests. To the point where, yeah, don't get me wrong. Alright, I think we should have the freedom to protest, but it's fucked up. Like, I don't know, like, right now as filming this in Nepal, there's just so many protests because they want to overthrow the government. Gen Z want to overthrow the government because they wanted to ban all social medias and corrupt politician kids are like getting the high life when everyone else is struggling, and there's so much corrupt in Nepal. That's why Gen Z kind of overthrew the government and tried to appoint a new government through Discord. That is like the most Gen Z thing ever. But also here in Australia, there's just so much freaking protests. Like, don't get me wrong, I think we should have the freedom to protest, but when there's a protest every fucking weekend, it's just like a disruption to the city, disruption to public transport, disruption to traffic, and police are there, you know, and stuff like that. But then again, police are also disgusting pigs who can get away with it. Now there's a girl in hospital with a banged up eye because basically she was protesting there in the Free Palestine protest, and apparently the police officer beat the shit out of her basically to arrest her when she has the right to be there to protest. A scuffle that got out of hand, and he just got a slap on the wrist basically. It was really just ugh.
Their outrage against the ICE.
This is just out of control. A lot of the people being targeted in these raids are kind, hardworking, deeply faithful people who care for their families.
That's true. That is true. And also, as we speak now, I believe the Congress and Donald Trump has passed a law. I'm not sure how if it actually went through or not, but they were planning to pass a law that basically he can deport US citizens, basically immigrant US citizens who got their citizenship. He can just deport them basically and chuck them in Guantanamo Bay if he wants to, or kick them out of the country and go, you know, deport them back to their own country. That's not okay. You can deport your own fucking citizens. Like, that's not okay. A bill to pass that. Like, they worked so hard to, let's say, like a refugee or whatever comes into a country, you know, facing persecution or whatever, and they work so hard to get citizenship, and you want to take that away from them. Like, it's fucked up. I mean, that's what the US wants to do. I don't even know if they passed legislation to do so, but they were talking about it, so I don't know. I'm not American. No! Oh god. Nope. Okay. This is what I saw the meme. Oh shit. Oh shit. How do they even get the cars up there? This is how? Okay.
Oh, this is bad.
Of course it's bad, Mr. Mackey. Oh god, they're raiding heaven. Okay. I don't want to even comment on this. I'm not religious or anything, but this is just
Remember,
hilarious.
only
kind of.
detain the brown ones. If it's brown, it goes down. Jesus, look out!
What? Right, shooting a dog in heaven. Cool. So basically, they're arresting all the angels. Well, they just took a hot. Okay.
There's another one flying over here. Catch him! Catch him!
Jesus Christ, is all I can say.
I just need to ask you some questions, okay? Make sure you're legal.
Really?
How did you get into heaven?
I was really nice to people, and I helped various charities.
Look, I'm really sorry about this, but I'm just trying to make my nut.
Mackie, I need a word.
Uh-oh. What's gonna happen here?
Yes, Captain?
You did another great job out there, Mackie. I like your style.
Oh, thank you.
President's handing out
Whoa!
bonuses to recruits that stand out, and I'm gonna recommend you for the next.
What the fuck? Okay, it's what? It's moving. Like it's a whole entity.
No more brownies in heaven.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. Pause it right there on the Charlie Kirk thing. Okay. So since filming this, Jesus Christ. Okay, since filming this, what can I say? Charlie Kirk got assassinated. So, I don't know how they're gonna portray that in the next in the other episodes, but ironically he got shot to death. Talking about gun violence. How more ironic can that be? And that caused the sacking of Kimball. So, yikes. Because Jimmy Kimball didn't make fun of Charlie Kirk. He made fun of the president not giving a shit about Charlie Kirk. That's what happened. So the joke was, someone asked the president, "Oh, how are you, like, dealing with the grief of Charlie Kirk's, murder, blah, blah, blah," or something, and then he basically deflected, and he's like, "Oh my god, the White House is building a new ballroom," or whatever, and then, Jimmy Kimball made the punchline of, "Oh, yeah, instead of the stages of grief, he's at construction," or something like that. It was, like, something to do with that, the punchline or something. But, yeah, he literally got fired. Which, another thing they should specify is ABC stands for American Broadcasting Company, not Australian Broadcasting Company. What made put us on the map in Australia here is everyone was complaining to our ABC about Jimmy Kimball being fired. You should apparently Americans didn't realize that they were sending all their messages to our ABC, not their ABC. And then, wow, Disney lost about $4.4 billion a day because everyone was cancelling subscriptions and stuff. And the meme was, why are you cancelling? And people kept putting in the other fascism, basically. And the cancel of Jimmy Kimball. I get him and Jimmy Fallon mixed up sometimes, so that's why. But yeah, that's what's happened so far, and it's just more of a mess. But I will ask you one question, right, of this. Because I'm just curious why MAGA people are so pro-Donald Trump. I'll just ask you this, though, right? What has the president done to improve your life? I'm sorry, what has he done? Besides fucking tariffs that basically putting you in an economic downfall, and you're taking the reserve banks with you, therefore you're going to make everyone else go into a recession. And some countries can't afford a recession, like us right now. We're printing more money to combat inflation, but if we have a recession, people are going to lose their jobs, and we're going to go into super inflation because of America. That's why gold and silver have gone up, is because everyone's not trusting the reserve banks, because the reserve banks are failing because of Donald Trump, basically. Well, because of America situation. So, anyway.
Welcome to the 3rd annual Charlie Kirk Award for Young Master Debaters.
Oh, God, okay.
More and more young people today are learning to fight for America through masturbation.
Jesus.
We're here to honor the recent efforts of a brave young man, and has won himself not only this trophy,
What?
but also an all-expenses-paid vacation to a beautiful 5-star resort.
I bet you Carmen's not gonna. I think it's Clyde.
He
Definitely
has proven
Clyde.
himself the true champion. Please welcome the best young master debater of our time,
Clyde Donovan.
Clyde Donovan.
Yeah, figured.
Clyde? No, that's my trip to a 5-star resort.
Come on, Eric, let's go.
Oh my god.
Thanks, everyone. The Civil Rights Act was a huge mistake, and,
Fuck.
I don't know, lesbians are an abomination of God.
Wow! Okay, pause it right there. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there.
You all stole my stick! Yeah.
Like, Carmen's mother's not taking any shit from him. I feel like. Oh, bank guy! Okay, so let's see.
Okay, we got some of your pay stubs in. Let's see
how
that's
Mr. Mackey's doing.
Well, seems you got some bonuses for rounding up the most Mexicans.
Shh. We
Jesus.
don't round up Mexicans, okay? We just detain foreigners who might be illegal.
Okay.
Which is the same thing.
Freeze!
Oh, Jesus.
Nobody move!
She runs immediately.
Here he is, over here. Come on, Maggie. Need to talk to you outside.
Talk to me about what?
Oh,
What's this all about?
Congratulations, recruit. I talked to the president about your accomplishments, and he says he wants to help you with your nut.
Really?
Wow.
He does?
That's right.
I
We
wouldn't
have
trust
orders
Donald
in case you
Trump
wanna
at
play.
all.
The president wants to thank you personally. Congratulations. He's invited you to Mar-a-Lago.
Where's Mar-a-Lago? What do I want to know? Hang on, let me Google it. Tabs. Mar-a-Lago? Is that? Oh, it's in Palms Beach. That doesn't fucking help. I'm not American, so I wouldn't know. Oh, Hollywood. Okay, it's a Hollywood rental apartment somewhere. Okay, I didn't know that. Whatever, cool. I don't think the president actually wants to fucking help you. Actually, question to the audience, right? To get you engaged. What would you do if Donald Trump asked you to meet him at the White House? Keep it to 3 to 10 words, because I don't want it too long of an answer. But I'd say, yeah, just release the Epstein files first. I think Mr. Mackey is so concerned about his nut that he doesn't give a shit about anyone else, and he's so blind to what the fuck is going on. They're just basically using him, basically.
Mar-a-Lago?
Okay, yeah, so some fancy-ass resort in Hollywood. I bet there's some fucked up things here. Oh, Donald Trump, there's. Donald Trump. Okay. Oh my god, okay. Is that referencing that he's sleeping with those women? And also, there's a lot of shit going on with him and the Epstein files. I'm not even gonna get into that.
Relax, take your load off.
Who is that? Is that JD Vance? Oh. I think that's JD Vance. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not American, so I don't. The only person I know vaguely is JD Vance, Trump, and Kristi Noem, and whatever that. I've forgotten her name. The blonde chick in the House of Congress or whatever, who's a Republican. I don't know. Oh, and the health minister, JFK Jr. or whatever his name is. Yeah, so those are the only people I really know that are fucked up and done something bad. Who is
I know,
he?
stupid.
I
Let's go.
think that must be JD Vance. I'm not sure. Oh boy.
Hey, buddy, welcome
Yes.
to Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President.
Jeez,
Hey,
okay.
will you get out of here?
Mhm.
How would you like to make more
Well.
money than you ever thought possible?
Well, I do have a pretty huge nut.
Now that's the kind of talk I like. Mar-a-Lago's for
Well,
everyone that's got
depends
enough.
what you want.
I want to make you.
So, basically, he wants
Homeland Security.
But, Mr. President, I thought Kristi
Yeah.
Noem was the face of Homeland Security.
Well, she was, but her
That's
face
true.
freaks me out. So what do you say?
Well, I do need a high-paying job.
Excellent. Now let's
What the?
get started.
Oh my god! He's. Oh my god! Okay. Holy shit, though! What the? Oh my god! So he's like, have a threesome and I'll. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
Piece of Homeland Security.
Whoa! Oh my God!
I just want to go. This place is gross.
Would you like me to apply the baby oil to Satan's asshole, boss?
Yep.
Okay, look, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'm gonna take a little break here.
Yeah.
Hey, come on! Relax,
Nope.
guy.
Nope. I think he basically had the right idea to run. What the?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Okay. What the fuck is Dora? What the fuck is Dora doing? What? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Huh? Clyde?
Clyde?
Oh boy.
Not right now, sir. I've kind of had enough.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, young man?
Just trying to make my nuts, sir. Didn't really want all this.
Oh, well, young man,
Counselor. He's going back to his roots.
I kind of know what you're going through, okay? I know we all have a lot of pressures and we all want nice things and things.
That's true.
But if you're doing something you don't really believe in,
Oof.
just to make your nut,
Yeah.
you're gonna find that you just get sadder and your nut just gets bigger.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay, pause it right there for a sec. But that is kind of true. If you... that is true in a way, but it is true. Don't stick in a job just because of the pay. Do something that you like, otherwise you're going to be miserable. That... yeah, I can relate to that a lot. Okay, unpause.
I guess you're right. But who are you?
What? He doesn't recognize?
I'm a goddamn counselor, that's what I am.
Yes, you are, Miss Mackey.
This place isn't right for either of us.
That is true.
There's gotta be someone that can help get us out.
Okay, so they're trying to escape or whatever. Ooh, Superman's dog. Or Supergirl? Superman's dog or whatever. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Shot by Christy Gnome.
Alright, got him!
Hey, Christy! What's going on?
Trying to replace me as the face of Homeland Security, huh?
Jeez.
Hey, relax, guy. Who could replace a face like that?
Think I can't handle myself because I'm a lady with good looks that drives me wild?
Oh, yep. Okay, her face is escaped again. What? Actually, what is that supposed to represent that her face is escaped? I have no idea.
We're getting out of here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Come on.
What? Oh, they're freeing Dora. Okay.
We got it! We got it!
Okay. Okay.
Another job well done!
Okay. Is that like a Hawaiian... Oh, okay, credits. I didn't realize. Okay. Cool. Okay. That was... She's going into the pet store. Now what? Fucking hell! Okay, I'm not even gonna play the rest of that. She goes into a pet store and shoots all the dogs. Jesus Christ. Okay. Just put it... yeah, so this is first episode of South Park. I know it's been several weeks when this goes up, but I've just been really super busy and haven't had time to film. And yeah, so I hope you like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll definitely react to the other South Park episodes. I haven't watched any other South Park episodes, so that's a good thing. And then I've got other episodes that I need to go and film of other things. But yes, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.